All right, guys, welcome to the inaugural episode of the Dunk A Thon podcast. My name is Shawn, and today we will be going over, for this introductory episode, we will be uh, going over the NBA draft that was a couple weeks ago, kind of giving just brief thoughts on that. Then we'll talk about some of the summer league games that have been going on, kind of talk about Victor's debut game, and kind of get my thoughts on Brandon Miller, how he's been fouling like so many fouls and all that. Kind of get my thoughts on that. Talk about the Pistons games and that, because I'm a Pistons fan, as you can see by the T-shirt on the video portion of this podcast. And yeah, just kind of do that for summer league, and then talk about free agency. Kind of get my thoughts on some of the bigger names that have signed and all that, and kind of talk about the trade rumors, talk more specifically about the Damian Lillard trade request and that. And then to kind of wrap it up, maybe kind of go over the new mid-season tournament and kind of get my thoughts on it, because I kind of really don't care for it. Just kind of think it's stupid and all that, but we'll go into it and that. So to start, let's kind of go over the NBA draft here. Went down a couple weeks ago, as I mentioned. Just kind of going over the picks. First pick, Victor. That was the best choice possible. I mean, I know you could have went Scoot, even though I think Scoot will be the better player. That I personally had it probably Scoot, Victor, then Miller as my top three. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't pass up on a 7'5" center who's gonna eat up some points and all that and get you good buckets and that. So that was a good pick. The Hornets at 2, I kind of think they should have went Scoot, but I get why they did it, because you don't know how the LaMelo Ball, Scoot Henderson fit would work there. So I think Brandon Miller was the right choice, even though I personally would have went Scoot if Victor was off the board at 1, like it happened here. Blazers at 3 taking Scoot. Obviously, you take whatever one was available out of the top 3. Kind of sounds like it's forcing them to go into a rebuild now with Dame requesting a trade and all that. Like I said, we'll get into that later on here. Rockets at 4 taking a Ben Thompson. I think it was the right move here. Just take best available. Yeah, he's a good player and all that. And Pistons taking a Sir Thompson. He was kind of probably my third pick that I wanted. I kind of wanted Jarris Walker, who went to the Pacers in a trade. That was probably my number 1 pick that I wanted for the Pistons at 5. And then I'm trying to think who else. Yeah. Actually, he might have been my number 2 pick. But yeah, so we'll see how he does with the Pistons. Probably gonna play some small forward, because I'm assuming the lineup will be like Cade, Ivy, Thompson, Bojan if we don't trade him, and Jalen Duren. I'm assuming that's your starting 5 heading into next year, which could be really good, don't get me wrong. But so we'll see there. Magic at 6 taking Anthony Black. Kind of really don't know much about him. That I don't really follow college. I kind of plan on following it more next year and that, but kind of another guard. I kind of feel like they're guard heavy enough. So I don't know if maybe you try and trade Cole Anthony maybe down the line. It's hard telling what they'll do there. I think they got to trade at least a guard, because you got so many in that crowded backcourt. there. And but yeah. Koulibaly going to to the Pacers, then traded to the Wizards. Like I said, really don't much about him there, but could be a good pick there. It's I think the right move for the Wizards because trading away Bradley Beal, that big move. Now you're kind of in rebuild. You got Jordan Poole, who's gonna be your star player alongside of Kuzma, who they just re-signed, and that. So I think it was a good move by the Wizards to take Koulibaly, or get Koulibaly, I should say, via the trade. Jarris Walker to the Pacers. I like that. I think Jarris Walker could be a steal in the draft. Really good defense and that. Um, Along with Taylor Hendricks to the Jazz at 9, that's a really good pick as well, I think. Yeah, I think the Jazz were definitely one of the winners of the draft here, for sure. If I had to pick one winner, it would definitely be the Jazz. The Rockets, too, which I don't think I'll go that far, so we'll kind of cover that. Rockets only are getting Cam Whitmore at 20. That could be the biggest steal of the draft. And that there. So, and then Case Wallace, another good defensive guard, going to the Thunder via trade. I think that was a good move for the Mavericks too, because there was no way the Magic were going to take Lively at 12. So I think that was kind of a smart move there, and that for them to kind of trade down and that with the Thunder. Jet Howard, kind of think that's a reach, honestly, but we'll see. Another guard slash forward in their system. I don't know. There. And then Lively to the Mavericks at 12, which made sense. I mean, that's kind of their missing piece. Is a center, so you get a nice young center to build around that with Luka and Kyrie now re-signing. So be interesting to see how the Mavericks do this year. Grady Dick could be a good player for the Raptors. I mean, kind of a rebuilding team, especially if they trade away Pascal Siakam, and that you're building around him and Scotty Barnes. Don't know why I was drawing a blank there on who their star player was there. And Jordan Hawkins, a lot of people really like this kid and all that, and could be the steal of the draft too. I mean, there's a lot of good steals. I think I like the Javi Jaquez pick at 18. The Brendan Podziemski pick by the Warriors at 19. That was good. The Whitmore pick was a steal. Chris Murray could be really good. Marcus Sasser to the Pistons. I absolutely love that pick. I was glad we traded back up into the first round to get him. And then gave up pick 31, which, I mean, wasn't nothing special. But, yeah, I think Marcus Sasser is going to have a big impact on the Pistons. Nick Smith, another good pick by the Hornets there. Bryce Sensabaugh. I mean, I seen a lot of mock drafts of him going to the lottery, so getting him at 28, that's a steal there. Yeah, a lot of good picks here. Leonard Miller could be good there. Who else here? Maxwell Lewis, I heard, has a lot of potential. Amari Bailey could be good. Yeah, just a lot of good players here. Amoni Bates by the Cavs at 49 for their only draft pick. I think that was a really good pick there. Trace Jackson Davis, another good player to the Warriors, especially. I like that there. But yeah, the draft was pretty solid. I think a lot of these second round picks could turn to be really good players. If I had to give some winners on the draft, I mean, obviously, I think you have to put the Spurs just for getting Victor, but also getting their second round pick in Sissoko. Excuse me, can't speak there. That's another really good pick there. I think the Jazz were good winners, getting 3 potential lottery picks and all that. Like people that could have went the lottery, like all 3 could have went the lottery. I like that. Obviously, the Rockets with Cam Whitmore, that's a steal. The Pistons, I'd probably put them in there. Could be biased because I'm like I said, a Pistons fan, but I like the Sasser pick, and I think Sir Thompson could be good. As far as losers, I kind of want to put the Magic in there, just because I don't know about Anthony Black and that, and especially because of the Jet Howard, I think that was kind of a reach. I think you could have maybe tried and traded back into like the 20s and got him maybe, but yeah, like that's I don't know who else you could count as a loser. I mean, I think the Lakers had a couple good draft picks too, so that's someone you could put it as the winners. But yeah, that kind of basically goes over the NBA draft. It's not the best draft class by no means necessary. And that's the other thing we'll do. I might do like a way too early mock draft video on our YouTube channel. So subscribe to the YouTube and all that too. So yeah, might do that later on. But I do plan on watching some college basketball this year just to kind of get more familiarized with the prospects and all that. Because I don't want to just make this solely an NBA podcast. I want to kind of branch out into the college basketball and that world and all that. Kind of learn more of the players and that there. So yeah, that kind of covers the draft. So next, let's go into let's do some summer league here quick. So Friday's games, Minnesota beating the Pelicans there. How good did... Let's just take a look here. It's like hopefully a video don't play here. But let's take a look at Dyson Daniels, 31 minutes. That was their pick last year. 18 points and all that. 1 block, 4 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Like, not bad there. Did what's his name play? Jordan Hawkins, there he is. 16 points, no blocks, 2 steals, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. That's solid game for him there. In 28 minutes there, minus 17, so not that great, but stat wise, it was pretty solid there. Then the Timberwolves, who did they? Oh, they had Leonard Miller, that's right. 16 points, a block, 2 steals, 2 assists, 11 rebounds. Pretty solid opening game there for him there. And yeah, that pretty much does it. But yeah, the Timberwolves won 102-88 there. I guess let's talk about the Victor Wembanyama opening game. 27 points, not bad. 3 assists. Yeah, this was the first game. Yeah, that's right. So 27, 3 blocks, a steal, 12 rebounds, not bad. 50% from 3-point percentage, 2 of 4, not bad. 64.3 from the field goal, decent. 50.8 from the line, not bad there for him. And then Scoot, did Scoot play in this one? Scoot did not play in this one, but Shane Sharp, 9 points, not that great there. Chris Murray didn't really have that good of a game, so also another pick I like too, because I just saw here, Ryan Rupert. I like him a lot. good defensive player there from what I've heard. So could be a really good player there for them. The Pistons will kind of cover this one here. Forgot Sir Thompson, 12 points, 2 blocks, 3 steals, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Solid game for him there. Ivy had a solid game, 22 with a block, 2 steals, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. Yeah, that's Ivy. Okay. Duran, 23 points, not bad there for him. James Wiseman, solid game. Marcus Sasser wish he could have done a little more, but 25 minutes. But it is what it is there. And we'll check Cam Whitmore, 21 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Not bad in, I guess, about 30 minutes of play. Pretty solid there. And I think this was the game. No, this wasn't the game. Yeah, because Ben Thompson got hurt there. So, bummer that we couldn't see the Thompson brothers play. But 113-101. Rockets got the dub there. Oh, this was from today. Forgot there. I thought I had it on that to check out the box score for Sir Thompson at his debut. 7 points, 3 blocks, a steal, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. Not bad in 27 minutes there. Duran's going to be a beast, guys. I'm telling you. I love that pick by the Pistons last year. Love it. James Wiseman had a solid game in his first NBA Summer League game with the Pistons there. Sasser did better in his first game. 10 points, steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds in about 24 minutes. So, solid game there. Jet Howard, 8 points, 3 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. See, if he puts up stats like that consistently as a 11th overall pick, that's not going to be good there. 17 points by Anthony Black. Solid game there for him. With 3 steals, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Pretty solid game there for him. And yeah, the Pistons got the dub on that one, 89-78. Let's see, is there any other ones to kind of go over? Went over that one. Yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, I got some good Summer League games coming up today on Monday. Memphis versus Cleveland, that should be a good one. Phoenix versus Miami. Javi Hawk has had a good California Classic showing there. So, see if he can keep it up in the Vegas Summer League. Orlando plays Indiana. Sacramento plays LA Clippers. Not bad one there. Utah will be interesting to see how their 3 rookies do there. So, what did my Pistons play next? I forgot. Toronto on Wednesday. So definitely have to be tuned into that one because I want to see a Sir Thompson play there. So, okay, so I think that pretty much does it for Summer League. So, free agency. Kind of just talk about some of the bigger names here that signed. Jeremy Grant, 5 years, 160. I like Jeremy Grant as a player, and that could be, maybe a little bias because former Piston of that. Not gonna try and sound biased by no means, everyone, but I just like $32 million a season for 5 years. I don't know if I like that contract for him. But, I mean, he's 29, 30-ish. So he'll be about 35 or so when the deal's done. Yeah, I don't know if I like it. We can pull up his stats here real quick. Uh, oh, let me just do last name here. Jeremy Grant. There we go. Search as my internet is being super slow, but yeah, I don't, like I said, I like the player. I don't know if I don't know if I like the contract, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, what did he do last year? 20 and a half points, point 0.8 blocks, 0.8 steals, 2.4 assists, 4.5 rebounds. Like, and he did that in 63 games. Started every game that he played. Uh, I just I don't know if I like the contract. Like I said, I like the player. Just don't know if he's worth $32 million a year. I know that was one player that Damian Lillard said that he wanted to stay. That was like one player that would keep him in Portland. But I think it was the Scoot Henderson thing, that draft pick, that kind of, stirred him away from that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if if Jeremy Grant can be an all-star them 5 seasons, that contract's worth it. Put up all-star type numbers, and that he is definitely worth that. Then we have Fred VanVleet signing a 3-year, $128 million deal. Like I said, another player I like, but it's another contract that I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I kind of like the fit of him in Houston, though. I do like the fit, because I think Toronto they're gonna blow it up. They're gonna rebuild. They're gonna rebuild around Barnes and Anthony Black now, it looks like I said earlier. But yeah, I mean, he was an all-star in 21, 20 points, half a block, 1.7 steals, 6.7 assists, 4.5 rebounds, basically. Like, that's not bad. Last year kind of dipped a little bit in points, but roughly about the same, 1 point less. 0.6 blocks, 1.8 steals, so steals improved, assist improved, and about the same rebounds, so really not that bad. Field goal percentage kind of dipped, field goal percentage dipped. I was looking at the other one here. 3-point percentage, I mean, for about a 34% 3-point shooter, that's not bad. 40 would be kind of the ideal mark there. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for him. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. I'm glad he got paid. But that's what you just go out and spend your $60 million in cap room on, is pretty much one player. I mean, yeah, they got Dillon Brooks, which kind of talk about when we get to that point. Next one, Kyrie returning to the Mavericks, 3 years, 126. I think that made the most sense. I mean, it was either him there or maybe the Lakers, if the Lakers could swing out a deal in that, but I think him to Dallas was the right move in that there, because I think him and Luka can win a title. I think it was just such a short window by the time he got traded and all that. So, but yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how a full year of Kyrie and Luka work. Cam Johnson, restricted free agent, signs a 4-year, $108 million deal with the Brooklyn Nets to re-sign with Brooklyn. I like that move. This was someone I wanted the Pistons to go after, even though he was a restricted free agent. No matter what the Pistons probably threw at him, um, it was probably going to be matched because he's so good. I mean, he's going to be one of the building blocks for that Brooklyn Nets team. I mean, 16.6 points, 0.3 blocks, 1.4 steals, 2.1 assists, 4.8 total rebounds. I mean, I could see him as maybe a 20 to 25 point per game scorer this year. So I think, yeah. But well, I guess this is his total for this year. Or yeah, this would be this year. That's right. So about 15.5 points. I mean, not bad there. Yeah, like I said, 1.2 or steals, 1.9 assist, 4.4 total rebounds. So it's not a bad season for him. But I think it's someone that's definitely worth the money. So I like that pick. Just that's someone I wish the Pistons would have went after, but it is what it is. It was gonna get matched regardless. So the way I look at it. Then we have Chris Middleton, 3 years, 102 to the back to the Bucks. It just makes sense. I mean, and all that there. So nothing much there. Same with Draymond, 4 years, 100 million to stay in Golden State. Someone else that was kind of linked to the Pistons because he's from Michigan and all that. Went to college at Michigan State. But yeah, I think that was the right move by him. Kuzma, 4 years, 90 million to stay with the Wizards. Another good little signing there. Excuse me. There. I guess we'll pull up Kuzma's stats there. Here quick. But yeah, someone definitely coming off of a career year. I think probably. Yeah, definitely his best career or season of his career there. 21.2 points, half a block, half a steal, say. 3.7 assist, 7.2 total rebounds in 64 games played. Solid. 73 from the line. 33 from 3, 44% from field goal. That's not bad. That's average about. So someone that's going to be a key building piece for the Wizards. I know he wanted like 30 mil a year, which kind of ridiculous. Let's see, how much was that a year? Oh, about 22 and a half. So he got about 22 and a half a year. Not bad for him there. Dylan Brooks leaving Memphis to go to Houston, 4 years, 86 mil. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess you could, now thinking about it, I guess you could run him, Van Vliet, and Thompson as like your 1 through 3. Because I'm pretty sure Ben Thompson's 6'7", I think, right? Is that how tall he is? Let me look up height here quick. Because I think he is 6'7". Okay. I thought both him and Asir Thompson were the same height. So yeah, I mean, you could run that lineup. Well, yeah, I forgot because Dylan Brooks is kind of more of a small forward. So, but yeah, you could run him at the 2 or the 3. Same with Thompson. So could be good for him in Houston there. Jakob Poeltl, 4 years, 78 mil to return to the Raptors. Good signing there. Max Strus involved in a signed trade from Miami to Cleveland. 4 years, $62.2 million, say. Good contract for an undrafted guy who proved himself in the playoffs and that proved himself in Miami. So he got his payday there, which I like. And then Grant Williams to Dallas. Kind of surprised by that one, but kind of not. 4 years, 54 mil. Solid little deal there. Austin Reeves back to the Lakers. Surprised. I'm kind of surprised no other team threw a deal at Austin Reeves and that, but I think the Lakers would have probably matched it regardless there. Herb Jones, another restricted free agent, 4 year, 53 mil, 53.8 mil. Another solid contract there for a really solid player that is proven himself there. So good that he's staying there. Rui Hachimura back to the Lakers there. I kind of like that. Dante DiVincenzo to the Knicks. Might as well just call them the Villanova Knicks now, because you got Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart. You might as well go trade for Sadiq Bey, get Sadiq Bey, and all that there. So 4 years, 50 mil, good contract for him there. Brook Lopez back to the Bucks, 2 years, 48 mil, 24 mil a season, not bad there. Bruce Brown, I really like this deal. 2 years, 45 mil. I think Bruce Brown really proved himself in the playoffs, and that, and especially in the finals there. That as a decent role player, and that can contribute. So be interesting to see how him and Halliburton work in Indiana. Russell back to the Lakers, 2 years, 37 mil, 18.5 mil a season. Really good contract there for. I like that there a lot. Matisse Thybulle, one of the very underrated defenders in the league. 3 years, 33 mil for restricted free agent back to Portland. Another solid building piece for them there. Gabe Vincent to the Lakers, another person that proved himself in Miami and also in the playoffs too. Was another key factor in Miami winning the Eastern Conference Finals there. So, like that contract for him to go to LA. Going to be a good piece for him in LA. And like, even though he might not necessarily perform like that well in the regular season, but he will be a viable option for that Lakers team in the playoffs. And that Colby White back to the Bulls, 3 years, 33 mil. Kind of thought Colby White would be better, but it is what it is. Karis LeVert, I like that deal, 2 years, 32 mil to go back to Cleveland. I think Karis LeVert is very underrated as a player. What's another one? Joe Ingles to the Magic. This one kind of surprised me because I kind of thought Ingles would have went to more of a contender. I just kind of see him as a contender, being about 35, 36 as the average age there says 35.8. Yeah, I kind of thought he would have went to more of a contender. I just don't see Orlando as being a contender right now. I see them being a contender 3, maybe 4 years down the line. But we'll see what happens there. Javon Carter to the Bulls. Don't know if I really like that deal, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it here. Seth Curry back to Dallas. Reunited again with Kyrie. Be interesting there. Miles Bridges agreed to the qualifying offer, 1 year, 7.9. I hope he gets it together, man, because one of my favorite Michigan State players and all that. But yeah, that pretty much does it. I mean, Cam Reddish to the Lakers, that's another really good signing for the Lakers there. The Lakers had a really good free agency, and that probably the winners of free agency, getting like Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent, and all that. So really like that a lot there. Okay, now transitioning into the trade rumors, specifically Damian Lillard. So if you're not aware, Damian Lillard, probably after they drafted Scoot, got together with the people at Portland and says, I want out. Specifically says he wants to go to Miami, which I like the fit, and I think that makes the Miami Heat a really viable contender, and that probably arguably the favorites to come out of the East, maybe you could say, with him, Jimmy. Not going to keep Tyler Hero more than likely. I heard that's kind of what's the holdup is because they're trying to find like a team. I guess Portland's trying to figure out a team to take on Tyler Hero and that, so they want to get a third team involved in this deal. But I've also heard multiple reports too that the Blazers just aren't happy with whatever offers that the Heat are throwing at them. So, which I kind of don't get why, because you're probably gonna get in return. I would say you'd get Hero, but that's probably going to a third team. Miami probably trades either Javi Hawkins or Nikola Jovic, one of the two. Then, I mean, maybe you throw Kyle Lowry just to kind of make the salaries work there, and then draft picks, which, you know, and even because what I kind of thought is, oh well, maybe it'll be Hero, Javi Hawkins or Jovic, and then maybe if you still have to throw Lowry in for contracts, and then a couple picks, and then I kind of thought, well, maybe they'll get a third team, because if Portland wants more picks, maybe another team throws in some picks that kind of throw in towards the Blazers for them to take. But yeah, I don't know what a deal's gonna look like for sure. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, that Miami Heat team is gonna be fun to watch if Dame goes there and all that. So, and with this whole thing on Instagram Live, like listening to like the Welcome to Miami by Will Smith, like, you know, I mean, is that like a coincidence or what? And I've seen like people post like in Miami, they have like already like the little flag things on the streets that towns have and all that, if you know what I mean there, of like Lillard in a Miami Heat jersey. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm trying to think if there's any other big names that are willing to be traded. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me too if maybe like a Zach LaVine's traded. To try to think like who else could be traded. I mean, there's been rumbles maybe Zion's gonna be traded, but we'll see what happens there. So the trade market's kind of weird right now. I mean, to say the least, because we don't know if Dame's gonna get traded or when he's gonna get traded. Same with LaVine. I feel like LaVine's been rumored to be traded for a couple years now, and that same with like, is a Miles Turner gonna get traded, because he's been rumored to be traded for years, and that, so yeah. Oh, and also too, I guess I could kind of give my thoughts about the Bradley Beal trade. It's a weird trade. I mean, that roster is going to be interesting to see, because you really don't have a point guard, and then you're going to have, well, no, because I take that back, because you got Booker at the 1, Beal at the 2, KD, I'm assuming at the 3, power forward, you're kind of open, and then you got Ayton, and then you got a whole bunch of role players on that team, which is gonna be weird. Um, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, how to feel, and then I mean, obviously the Wizards standpoint, rebuilding. Um, you flipped Chris Paul to the Warriors for Jordan Poole, which I like. I like the fit for both sides there. I think Jordan Poole could be most improved this year because he's going to be the main focal point along with Denny Avdia, Corey Kispert, a couple of their recent draft picks. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be an interesting NBA season to watch for sure. But alrighty, so to kind of close this out here, I'm just not a big fan of this mid-season tournament at all. Let me pull up like what it is real quick here on the video podcast. Bear with me here. So in-season tournament rules and format here. So summary, the inaugural in-season tournament will tip off on Friday, November 3rd and culminate with a championship game on Saturday, December 10th. The semifinals being Thursday, December 7th, and the championship game will take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. So the in-season tournament will consist of 2 stages, group play and the knockout stage. Group play, all 30 teams will be randomly drawn into groups of 5 within their conference based on win-loss records from the 2022-23 regular season, beginning November 3rd and continuing through Tuesday, November 28th. Each team will play 4 designated group play games on tournament nights, 1 game against each opponent in its group, with 2 games at home and 2 games on the road. And then the knockout rounds, 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds. The team with the best standing in group group. I actually think they meant to say group play in games, but in each of the 6 groups and 2 wild cards, the team from each conference with the best records in group play games that finished second in its group. The knockout rounds will be single elimination games, and the quarterfinals played in NBA team markets on Monday, December 4th and Tuesday, December 5th. Semifinals and championship games. The qualifying teams will compete for prize pools and the new in-season tournament trophy, the NBA Cup. All 67 games across the group stage in-season tournament will count towards regular season standings, except for the championship game. Each team will continue to play 82 regular season games in the 23-24 season, including those games that are part of group play and knockout rounds. 14 group play games, 2 games on each tournament night, and all 7 knockout round games will be televised nationally. The game and broadcast schedule for each in-season tournament game will be announced in August. There's the group play draw. So for West A, you have Memphis, Phoenix, the Lakers, the Jazz, and Portland. B, you have the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Mavericks, and the Rockets. And then in West C, you have the Kings, Warriors, Timberwolves, Thunder, and Spurs. And then for the East A, you have the Sixers, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Pacers, and the Pistons. B, you have the Bucks, Knicks, Heat, with the Wizards and the Hornets. And Group C, you have the Celtics, Nets, Raptors, Bulls, and Magic. So that is it there for that. I don't I don't get the point of it. Like, just, I mean, to me, it don't really make sense. I mean, you're just playing it for money, and it's kind of like, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's like, still like, all the games count towards the 82 game regular season, except for the championship game. Um, but, I mean, other than the prize money and, like, to me, the inaugural season uh champ for the in-season champ and get the NBA Cup, and just, to me, it don't make any sense to me. Like, but I mean, it'll be interesting. We'll see. Maybe I'll watch it this year, and that kind of, maybe it'll grow on me. Who knows? But yeah, just, to me, it don't really make that much sense. I mean, I guess I can kind of go through each. I guess I'll kind of go through each things based on what I think who will come out as the winner for each. So for West A, between the Grizzlies, Suns, Lakers, Jazz, and Blazers, uh, it'll probably be either the Suns or the Lakers that come out on that one. I'd probably lean towards the Lakers just because I think the roster's better, but we'll see what, like, injuries happen between now and November 3rd. West B, was the Nuggets, Clippers, Pelicans, Mavericks, Rockets. Probably either the Nuggets or Mavericks. Maybe the Clippers could win that group there. The final West one: Kings, Warriors, Timberwolves, Rockets, and Spurs. It's got to be Golden State, but I could also see the Kings. I think the Kings are going to be vastly improved this year and all that. Um, East or East A, probably the Sixers. As much as I want to say the Pistons, the Sixers are going to be really good. Cleveland might come out of that one, maybe. Who knows? Like I said, it just all depends on injuries and that. East B, probably either the Bucks or the Heat. With the Knicks probably third, I'd say, because I think the Hornets and the Wizards are the two worst teams in that division, or that group, I should say. And then East C has to be Boston. Like, there's no other team that it could be. So, yeah, I don't know how to feel about this at all. But yeah. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up episode 1 here. Um so yeah, you guys can follow us on the socials: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Dunk A Thon Pod. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Dunk A Thon Podcast, or it might be Dunk A Thon Pod or Dunk A Thon Podcast, one of the two, to see this video version of the podcast. And subscribe, like, comment. Kind of, you can comment, like, what, like, I kind of want to hear, like, what your guys' thoughts are on the in-season tournament. Just kind of some thoughts on some of the topics I went over here today. And yeah, probably have some Summer League reactions. I plan on reacting to both of the Summer League games for the Pistons upcoming here. So gotta be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I think that pretty much does it. So I will catch you guys on Wednesday with another episode of the Dunk A Thon pod. So also too, you can listen to this podcast on, I gotta submitted to Apple. I submitted to Google, haven't heard nothing back on that yet. Amazon Music, I think we're on. And iHeartRadio, I believe, are the ones I've submitted to right now. So, and also Spotify, because I'm uploading this to Anchor, and then it pushes it out to whatever like podcasting websites I've submitted to. So we got a majority of them. I'm gonna work on getting them out to the rest of them here soon. So yeah, I think that pretty much does it for the inaugural episode. I'm very satisfied with this inaugural episode. Hope you guys are as well. Hope you guys keep coming back and listening to that. And I'm gonna try and get some guests on the podcast upcoming here soon to that. So I'm gonna reach out to some people that and see. So yeah, I think that pretty much does it. So have a good one, guys. Bye.